Are you an introvert or an extrovert? Which one's the right one? Coming up, we'll discuss the truth between what it is to be an introvert and what it is to be an extrovert. All this on the Fitness in 60. Hey guys, so it's the end of the Christmas season, and personally, it's a lot of, I have the same feelings regarding the holidays every year, and as I get older, they don't change for the most part. So here's usually what happens with me when the holiday season comes around. So for a long time, I identified with myself being an extrovert. Excuse me. Now, an extrovert is those people who they're very socially adept. They're go-getters. They try to harness all the positive energy in their lives. They're motivated. They're inspiring. They're, you name it, anything positive and working towards goals with people. That's who these people are. They're the social butterflies. They're the one you're going to find at all the events and parties and weddings and such. And they're going to have a great time and everything's going to be hunky-dory. So, an introvert is the exact opposite of that. So, I always associated when I was younger, as being introverted is something bad, or being introverted is something that you really don't want to be. So I always associated myself with being an extrovert, having a lot of friends, going places and doing things against my better judgment or my want to do so. So as I've gotten older, there's a lot of things introverted that I relate to, and now I kind of look at myself as an introverted extrovert. Okay, so basically, as I've gotten older and wiser, I've learned that you can have a lot of extroverted qualities, but you can still have a lot of introverted qualities, and neither of those are bad. So when I was in college, I tried my hardest to make myself a part of people's plans and going places, going out to eat, going to, wherever, just to make myself, I guess, feel more wanted than I was. And obviously now I see it as, well, I really didn't have to try that hard. Because you reach a certain point, and again, this comes with age, which I'm starting to understand as I near 40. That's just crazy. But anyway, as I near 40, which is in 2 years, so I've got some time yet. And 40 is by no way old, may I just, say right there. So as I near 40, I understand that, your friends, they grow up, they get married, they have kids, they have 2 kids, they have 5 kids, they have lives. So, and I am no different. I mean, yeah, I'm a single guy, but I like it that way. Right now, it's not that I always want to be this way, but right now it's comfortable. It's what suits me. I like having my alone time. It usually bursts creativity and has me focus on the things that I want to do, whether it be with my career or my podcast or social media or, things like that, my personal training. business that I'm slowly starting to develop in here. But that's for 2020. Like I said before, I always associated with being introverted as something bad, and it's not. Your willingness to accept whether you're, type A or type B or a little bit of both, that's what's going to help build your character. So back to the holiday thing. So the holidays they bring on some level of anxiety for me, as it does with all of us in different ways. So with me, being, I guess, more of an introverted type these days, being around, and we all have stressors related to family gatherings, holiday dinners, even with the other stuff. So like funerals or forced family reunions, as my friend Lauren always called it in college, weddings, births, things like that. They all bring in this extra amount of stress, and you can have good stress, which is called eustress, or you can have bad stress, which is called distress. So stress doesn't always have to be bad. Let me just point that out. So I get burned out a lot if I'm around, and again, this is something that I've noticed as I've gotten older, because in college I was totally the opposite. So I get burned out if I'm around family or friends for an extended period of time. Couple hours, great. But then I get to a point where I'm just literally mentally I'm exhausted, and I can it's one of those things where if you're not this way, you don't really understand it, but if you know what I'm talking about, you totally get this. So I get really physically and mentally exhausted. One, because I work with people every single day. I work with gym members. I work with employees. I work with vendors. You name it, I work with it. And I'm in that headspace for 8 hours a day. After that, again, I'm burnt out. As most of us are after a day of work, depending on what your work is. Not to say I don't enjoy it, because I really do. I'm very grateful for the job that I have. But so after I'm done being burnt out at these holiday dinners and meetings and, fun-filled things that they've got planned, what I do is I retreat back here to my home. And I will either do one of a few things. I will either sit on the couch and Netflix and chill by myself, which is awesome if you haven't done it in a while or at all. I will meditate for a while, just to recenter myself. How I meditate is usually total silence. If I can get everything as dark as I can, great. And a lot of people are probably thinking that's stupid. That's not for me. It's that spirituality, magical stuff. No, really, it's not. So try it if you don't. If you've never tried it before. And if you want some tips, you always can DM me, call me, text me. You know what to do. You're all adults. Or I will just literally, I'll write. I'll take pictures. I will arrange stuff that needs arranging. I'll just do it. I guess when I want to, let you guys know that introversion isn't a bad thing. And if you look at it as a bad thing, that's how you're going to go about life. Extroversion is not a bad thing. Having both sides of the coin qualities is not going to hurt you. It's just going to help you that much more because you're able to see both sides. And empaths like myself, we tend to have both sides of the coin qualities. So, yeah, I might be social and I might be very communicative with others, with my feelings and, all that stuff. But I also need that time alone to recharge, reset, and just breathe. And with 2020 coming up in, four days? This is a good time to set your intentions for the next year. Brand new decade, guys. New decade. Remember when it was 2000 and we all thought the world was going to end? Here we are, 20 years later. Which reminds me, it's my 20th year reunion in for high school this year. But that's another talk. But anyway, so for those of you who are off Saturday and Sunday, enjoy it. The weather is supposed to be nice. It was awesome today. Did a little shopping, checking out the deals and clearances and things like that. But if you're not off like me, still try and fit in some fun and some relaxation. I'm super, super excited about this upcoming year for myself personally and professionally in my development with some of the projects that I've got going on in here. But I'll let you guys know as soon as I'm ready with it. And if you guys like what you see, any of what I post on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, my podcast, which is on hiatus right now because it's just too busy with stuff right now, but it'll be coming back after the first of the year. If you like any of the material that I see or post, please let me know. I'm only as good as the feedback I get from you. So I hope you DM me again, like, share, comment. Please comment. I'm one of those people who I love getting that kind of feedback because it lets me know what I'm doing right and what I also need to work on, which is a lot. But I hope you all had a very blessed and restful Christmas. And here's the new year. So cheers. Have a good day, guys. Love you all. I hate all of this. Blah.